Hey there, lovely people. Welcome back to the channel, your cozy corner for all things romantic, real, and riveting from the dazzling world of your favorite stars. If you're a true fan of Dylan Wang, you've probably felt the eerie quiet around him lately. No red carpets, no interviews, no cheeky posts, just silence. Today, we're diving into something that fans have been whispering about for months. What's really been going on with Dylan Wang? For months, the silence was deafening. Dylan Wang, the bright, bold star who once lit up every screen he touched, had suddenly disappeared from the spotlight. No updates, no appearances, just an eerie stillness that left fans puzzled, worried, and desperate for answers. Whispers turned into rumors, and speculation ran wild. But now, the wait is over. In a moment that stunned his global fanbase, Dylan Wang finally stepped forward, not as a celebrity, but as a human being. Vulnerable, raw, and ready to share the truth. What he revealed was something no one saw coming, and it changed everything. Grab your cup of tea, sit back, and let's unpack the heart-tugging truth behind Dylan Wang's recent absence and the shocking confession that left even his closest fans in tears. It all began with the silence, a slow, creeping quiet that settled in after a whirlwind year of success. From mega-hit dramas to international endorsements, Dylan Wang was everywhere. His infectious smile, his bold charisma, and that unmistakable charm that first won us over in Meteor Garden, it all seemed to vanish overnight. One moment he was lighting up our screens, the next he was gone. And fans? They noticed. Oh, did they notice? At first, many thought it was just a much-needed break. After all, the man has been hustling nonstop for years. But when weeks turned into months with no updates, no sightings, and a deafening silence across all platforms, concern began to spread like wildfire. And then it happened. A single, quiet post, no glam, no drama, just Dylan, looking straight into the camera with a rawness we'd never seen before. "I owe you all the truth," the caption read. That's when the internet froze. In a deeply personal video, Dylan finally broke his silence, and what he shared was far from what anyone expected. With visible emotion in his eyes and his voice trembling ever so slightly, he revealed that he had been battling something most fans had no idea about: burnout, anxiety, and the crippling pressure of always having to be perfect. "I felt like I couldn't breathe," Dylan confessed. "Not because of fame, but because I forgot who I was outside of it." The confession struck a chord with millions. For years, Dylan had given everything, every smile, every performance, every interview, to live up to the world's expectations. But in doing so, he lost touch with himself. He admitted he would often wake up and not recognize the person in the mirror. The fame, while glorious, had come at a heavy emotional cost. Dylan shared that his silence wasn't out of arrogance, nor was he trying to escape the spotlight. It was a desperate cry for space to rediscover who he is when the cameras aren't rolling. He spoke about nights filled with tears, days where getting out of bed felt impossible, and the loneliness that creeps in even when you're surrounded by thousands of adoring fans. But perhaps the most shocking part of his confession? He revealed he had been quietly seeing a therapist for over a year, trying to unpack years of bottled-up pressure and expectations. In a culture where celebrities are often expected to be flawless, Dylan's openness about mental health was both brave and groundbreaking. "I want to be honest," he said. "Not as Dylan Wang the actor, but as Dylan the person. I needed time to heal, to breathe. And now I'm learning how to live again, not just perform." The response from fans was overwhelming. The comments flooded in, messages of love, support, and shared vulnerability. People from all corners of the world opened up about their own struggles, thanking Dylan for giving them the courage to speak up too. In that moment, he wasn't just a star. He was a mirror reflecting the quiet battles so many of us face behind closed doors. But the video wasn't all sadness. Dylan also shared that during his time away, he traveled, quietly, anonymously, to places where no one knew him. He journaled. He reconnected with old friends. He learned to cook, picked up photography, and even started learning to play the guitar, not for a role, but simply for the joy of it. For the first time in a long time, he was living, not performing, not pleasing, but living for himself. One beautiful moment in the video showed him sitting by a lakeside, sketching in a notebook with a caption, "This is where I found myself again." He also dropped a small but emotional hint about someone who had been quietly supporting him during this time, someone very close to his heart. Though he didn't name her, fans immediately started to speculate. Could it be Shinyu? Their on-screen chemistry has always felt just a little too real, and their bond off-screen has always been special. Whether it's her or not, Dylan made it clear. He didn't go through this alone, and he's deeply grateful for the person who stood by him when the world went quiet. Now, here's where things take a hopeful turn. Dylan ended his confession with a promise. "I'm not leaving. I just needed to come back as someone who's whole." He shared that he's been working on new projects, ones that reflect the real him. He's writing, exploring new creative paths, and this time, he's setting boundaries. He wants to be present, not just visible. And yes, he promised he'll return to our screens. But on his terms. Stronger, wiser, and more grounded than ever before. So, what's the lesson in all this? Dylan Wang reminded us all that behind every perfect Instagram photo, behind every powerful scene in a drama, behind every charming interview, is a human being. A human being who feels, who struggles, who sometimes just needs to breathe. His confession wasn't just about explaining his silence. It was about breaking a cycle, for himself, for the industry, and for fans like us who sometimes forget that stars are people too. So, the next time you see Dylan's smile on screen, remember the strength it took for him to find that smile again. It's not just the smile of a heartthrob, it's the smile of someone who faced his darkness, owned it, and came back into the light. To Dylan, we see you, we hear you, and we're with you every step of the way. And there you have it, the truth straight from Dylan Wang himself. A story not of scandal, but of strength. Not of disappearance, but of deep healing. His honesty reminds us all that behind the fame, the photos, and the roles we fall in love with, there's a human heart just trying to find peace. If this touched you even half as much as it did us, don't forget to show some love by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let's keep supporting Dylan not just as a star, but as a person bravely finding his way back to the light. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep believing in the power of truth.